Hey everybody, it's Wendy. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here today. I have a really clean and simple card for you featuring the Hearts Come Home stamp set and framelit set from Stampin' Up. All the supplies are listed in the video description, and they are also listed over on my blog at levinstampin.com. I also have a fun blog hop that I'm participating in with my fellow design team members, and so I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Real quick, I want to tell you what I'm doing. I'm just taking a pen and very lightly drawing a straight line across this piece of cardstock. This is a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and it's cut at about 2 inches by 5.5. You could cut it taller or shorter depending on how much of the white cardstock you want showing. And then my goal here is just going to be to cut these little houses out going all the way across this cardstock to make a really sweet little row of houses. By the way, if you hear some weird noise in the background that sounds like water, my washing machine is going right now. So that's what that noise is. So I'm just going to lift this off, and then I'm going to use that line that I drew, that really faint line, as a guide to line up my houses again. And I'm using Post-it note tape to keep those houses in place where I want them, and then just running it back through the Big Shot. I'll do this one more time to get the houses cut all the way across, and then I will have my finished piece. I turn the piece over when I'm done with it because for whatever reason I seem to have problems getting my paper not to have a bunch of lines in it from my cutting plates. So I know there's tricks for that. You can lay a piece of cardstock over the top and stuff like that, but it's actually easier for me on stuff like this to just flip it over. So this is my finished piece, and I'm just cleaning up the edges here a little bit because there's a few little random pieces. And then I'm using cherry cobbler ink to stamp this really sweet sentiment. I love the font in this sentiment, first of all. Always have to have a little practice stamp. And the sentiment just says, enjoy the warmth of the season. And these little houses just remind me of warm, cozy little cottage houses in the woods or something like that, where it would be warm and cozy and just lovely. I have a 1/4 inch strip of silver foil cardstock here. This cardstock is really awesome. You can get it in the catalog, in the annual catalog, and it is linked below and over on my blog. I'm just going to lay a strip of it down underneath the houses. It just kind of gives those houses something to rest on and gives a finished look. This is a really cool tip. This is called the cheater bow method. I learned this years and years and years ago, actually from Robin Cardon, who is now a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. She wasn't when I learned this from her. So you're just going to use burlap ribbon and run it over the top. And this is a cool trick because you can do this with any ribbon, and it will give you this really nice finished bow look on the front. And so all I'm doing is attaching it to the back, and then I'm going to finish my card off here before I finish my bow, and you'll see why. I'll tell you why here in just a minute. Alright, so then I'm going to get my card base, which is cut at I start to do this and then I realize I need to skip that part for a minute. I have my card base, which is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, folded in half to make an A2 size card that's side folding. I'm using my Fast Fuse adhesive to adhere this piece of Be Merry Designer Series paper down to the card base. This Designer Series paper is actually found in the annual catalog, not the holiday catalog. There was one pack of Christmas paper in there, which I really love, and so that this has a little bitty reindeer all over it. Well, they're deer. I call them reindeer because it's Christmas. So it's like little teeny tiny deer sprinkled in with snow, I guess you could say. Now I'm going to add this down, and I put dimensional foam tape on the back so that it would have a really nice strong surface to sit on. And then I'm taking my burlap ribbon, running it underneath that piece that I've already wrapped around my card piece here, and then just doing one single overhand knot. And you see how perfect it comes out every single time, without fail. So that's the cheater bow method, and I really love it. It's such a great trick. Okay, so if you want to get 12 free tutorials, amazing tutorials from people all around the globe, there's 12 of us around the world that put these together. You can get them completely free from me by simply purchasing $50 or more on my blog, or from me, I should say. You can do that on my blog. And you can also purchase the tutorials for $15. So if you don't want to place an order, but you just want to purchase the tutorials, you can do that as well. And links for all of that is over on my blog. Please take the time to hop around and check out everybody's blog posts because there's some uber talented ladies. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.